A grand jury calls him a sexually violent predator who walked the halls of a local high school, sworn to protect the students.
Now we're learning new, disturbing details about the accusations against a Cleveland school security guard charged with rape. News 5's Homa Bash went through those police reports.
All right, Homa, the things victims say Derek Duggar said and did to them is troubling, to say the least.
To say the very least, Rob, investigators believe Derek Duggar may have been targeting young students. Experts say children and people with disabilities are sexually abused at a higher rate. Predators going after them because they're so vulnerable. Parents in this case telling us they wish they would have acted sooner.
The details inside these documents are so graphic and disturbing, we can't even show you what they say. This is the first police report filed against East Tech High School security guard Derek Duggar, dated November 9th. It details inappropriate comments that began in March of this year to a 15-year-old student, turned into dirty messages over the summer, and escalated to inappropriate touching 7 months later. But according to families News 5 has spoken with, this is not the first complaint against the 29-year-old.
My daughter's a special needs child. He never would have thought in a million years that she would have went to authority and somebody and made that report.
I don't believe a person like this just wakes up one day and decides to do it. I think he begins and he looks for people who are vulnerable.
Both these parents say their special needs children were targeted by Duggar in months and years past.
We absolutely know that victims who have some form of disability are victimized at higher rates.
Kirsty Muncie with the Cleveland Rape Crisis Center says that is because predators look for those who are most vulnerable and those who can't always explain exactly what's happening. The other obstacle is that sexual abuse isn't always reported immediately. It's why Muncie says adults and investigators need to take every report seriously, asking more questions when the victims are children or have special needs.
Maybe, that takes time and that takes some trust, but in generally when someone does disclose, that means they're really asking for help and they're really looking for something to change.
Duggar pleaded not guilty this week to charges of rape and sexual battery. But as the investigation continues, detectives believe there are at least 3 victims and possibly more.
Research has shown that most sexual predators are serial offenders, meaning they don't just have one victim, they have a trail of victims. Again, the first step to combating that, experts say, is to take every single report so seriously, not letting them stack up before an investigation can really begin. Homa Bash, News 5.